Hi everyone, I am the third person reporting 4.10 Fiscal Policy from 1946 to present.
As Corazon Aquino took the helm of the government after EDSA, she reformed the tax system through the 1986 Tax Reform Program. The aim was to improve the responsiveness of the tax system to promote equality by ensuring that similarly situated individuals and firms bear to the same tax burden. A major reform in the tax system introduced the under term of Aquino was the introduction of value-added tax or VAT with the following features. And this is the following features. Number 1, uniform rate of 10% on sale of domestic and imported goods and services and 0% of exports and foreign currency denominated sales. Number 2, 10% of lieu of varied rates applicable to fixed taxes, 16 nominal rates, advance sales tax, tax on original sales, subsequent sales tax, contractors tax, film and lessors of distributors tax. Number 3, 2% tax on titles and with annual sales or receipts or less than 5,200,000. Number 4, adoption of the tax credit method of calculating tax by subtracting tax on inputs from the tax on gross sale. Number 5, additional 20% tax on non-essential articles such as jewelry, perfume, toilets, water, yachts, and other vessels from the pleasures and sports. The VAT law was signed in 1986 and put to effect in 1988. While it was a reliable source of revenue from the government, new tax laws would reduce reliability and eligibility exemption grew. Along with the tax reform came the administrative reforms, such as the restructuring of the Department of Finance and its attached agency, the Bureau of International Revenue or BIR, through the Executive Order of 127. Tax collection and tax audits were intensified. Computerization was introduction and corruption was reliably reduced, which improved the trust in the BIR in a general. As a result of the tax reforms of the Aquino administration, both tax and revenue effort rose, increasing from 10% in 1986 to 15.4% in 1992. The VAT base was also broadened in 1997 to include services through Republic Act 7716. The features of improved VAT law were as follows. Number 1, restored VAT exemption for cooperative wage condition and share capital. Number 2, expanded simple process coverage including boiling and roasting for the food products. Number 3, expanded original state coverage including molasses. Number 4, VAT exemption for importation of meat, importation of coal and natural gas, education services and accredited private institution, house dwelling valued at 51 million or below, list of residential units which monthly rental of 8,000 pesos only.
The succeeding term of President Joseph Estrada in 1998 was too short to constitute any change in the tax system. Ang terminado ni President Joseph Estrada ay was too short. So, wala siyang napalitan ng mga tax system o hindi siya namahalan ng mahaba. So, dahil ang Vice President ay si President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo was swept to the power through another EDSA revolution as the President, she undertook increased spending without adjusting tax collection. This resulted in large deficit from 2002 to 2004. The government had to look for additional source of revenue and in 2005 the expanded value-added tax or EVAT was signed into the law as Republic Act 9337. This expanded the VAT-based subjecting to VAT energy products such as coal and petroleum product and electricity generation, transmission and distribution, select professional service were also taxed in February 2006. The VAT tax rate was also increased from 10% to 12%. So, dahil nga ang Vice President natin ay si Gloria Macapagal Arroyo ay siya yung pumalit bilang president ay si Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Matapos ang EDSA ng Revolution, bilang Pangulo tumaas ang paggastos ng gobyerno. So, mula 2002 hanggang 2004. Ngunit, hindi nito nadagdagan ang pangongolekta ng tax, kaya lumaki ang utang ng Pilipinas. So, dahil dito, kinailangan ng gobyerno na maghanap ng dagdag mapagkukunan ng kita. Kaya noong 2005, ipinatupad ang Expanded Value Added Tax or EVAT. So, under the Republic Act 9337. So, pinalawak nito ang sakop ng VAT at isinama ang mga produktong langis at kuryente. So, noong February 2006, tumaas ang VAT rate 10% to 12%. When Benigno Aquino succeeding as a president, Arroyo in 2010, he promised that no new taxes would be imposed and additional revenue would have to come from adjusting existing taxes. So, the administration ventured into the adjustment of excise tax on liquor. So, liquor and cigarettes or the sin tax reform. Motivation from wages primarily fiscal, public health, and the social order related consideration under the Republic Act 1035.1. So, was passed and government revenue from alcohol and tobacco. Excess tax increase collection from tobacco and alcohol in 2005. So, made up 1.1% of the gross domestic product, and the implementation and the tax collection result in the Philippines receiving a credit rating upgrade into investment grade status. The sin tax reform was an exemplar on how tax reform could impact social service as it allowed for the increase of the Department of Health budget. So, naging threefold in 2015. And the Philippines and the free health insurance premium for the poor people enrolled in the Philippines PhilHealth increased from 55.2 million in 2012 to 515.4 million in 2010. Gaya na sabi ko, nung naging President na si Benigno Aquino noong 2010, is nangako siya na walang bagong taxes, kundi ay aayusin daw ang umiiral na mga taxes. So, isa sa mga reformang ginawa niya ay ang sin tax reform, pagtaas ng tax sa alak at sigarilyo. So, hindi lang layunin nito ang pag-ekonomiya kundi para rin sa kalusugan ng Republic at kaayusan ng lipunan. Ipinatupad ito sa pamamagitan ng Republic Act 1035.1 at tumaas ang kita ng government mula sa tax sa alak and sigarilyo. So, noong 2015, dumoble daw. So, umabot sa 1.1% ng gross domestic product or GDP ang nakolekta mula dito. Dahil dito is umangat daw ang credit rating ng Philippines at kinilala ang sin tax reform bilang magandang halimbawa ng reforma sa tax, kaya ginamit ang karagdagang pondo upang palakihin daw ang budget ng Department of Health. So, para sa libreng health insurance para sa mahihirap. So, mula sa 55.2 million noong 2012 to 515.4 million noong 2015. The administration of the new president of the Rodrigo Duterte promised tax reform, particularly in income taxes, as vowed to lower income tax. So, shouldered by working Filipinos, the percent income tax scheme of by the country is the second highest in Southern Asia. And the current law of income taxes were outdated as they were drafted 2 decades ago. So the taxes on petroleum product and automobiles, it is hoped that reform in the country tax policy will result in the much desired economic development that will be felt even by the lowest classes in society. So, si President Rodrigo Duterte, nang siya daw ay maupo bilang as a President of the Philippines, nangako rin siya ng, ng reform sa tax. So, lalo na sa income tax upang babaan ang binabayarang taxes ng mga manggagawa. So, noon kasi isang buwis na Pilipinas ay pangalawa sa pinakamataas sa Southern Asia at luma na ang batas ng taxes. At ang kanyang layunin ay ang bawasan ang VAT ng expectation at dagdagan ng tax sa langis ng mga sasakyan. Layunin nito ay ang pagbabago at magdulot ng kaunlaran pang-ekonomiya na mararamdaman ng mahihirap na Pilipino. So, ibig sabihin is ang layunin niya ay fair. Mararamdaman ng fair para sa mahihirap at mayayaman.